How to stay motivated and master self-discipline in workplace. When we hear the term self-discipline, many of us immediately imagine strict routines or forcing ourselves to follow boring habits every single day. But in reality, self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself or living a rigid lifestyle. It is about learning how to guide your decisions so they support your goals. It is the quiet, gentle strength that keeps you moving even when your emotions try to pull you in the opposite direction. It is the bridge between your dreams and your achievements, between your intentions and your reality. Without self discipline, even the best plans collapse, and even the strongest motivation fades away quickly. Many people think self discipline is something you are either born with or not, but that is a myth. Just like muscles, discipline grows with training, repetition, and awareness. And the interesting part is that discipline rarely feels easy at the beginning. The early phase is always the hardest because your mind is used to comfort, distraction, and instant rewards. Once you begin practicing discipline consistently, something magical happens. Your mind becomes stronger, your habits become smoother, and your goals stop feeling like distant dreams and begin becoming daily achievements. To understand how discipline works, think about Dave, a young student who struggled to maintain a study routine. His issue wasn't intelligence, he understood concepts easily. His real problem was consistency. He studied for 2 days straight and then took long breaks. Eventually, he realized that motivation alone wasn't helping him anymore. So he switched to a simple discipline approach. In the beginning, he struggled, his mind wandered, his body resisted, and old habits kept returning. But as weeks passed, his routine started becoming automatic. What changed wasn't the syllabus, it was the discipline. Instead of chasing motivation, he told himself, I will show up even if I don't feel like it. He set a small rule, a 20-minute workout daily. Slowly, his discipline grew stronger. He stopped relying on inspiration and started relying on consistency. Within months, his energy improved, his confidence grew, and he finally saw change. Not because he worked out intensely, but because he worked out consistently. Discipline isn't about routines, it is also about controlling impulses. Consider Aman, an online business owner who kept spending every dollar of his earnings on unnecessary upgrades. He wanted to grow his company, but every time he saw a fancy software or gadget, he bought it impulsively. Eventually, he set a discipline rule: no purchases unless he waited for 48 hours and reevaluated whether it was truly necessary. This simple rule saved him money, improved his decision making, and made him more patient. His business didn't grow because of a big investment, it grew because he stopped wasting resources impulsively. Self discipline is deeply connected to how we handle emotions. In many cases, people break discipline not because they lack willpower, but because they don't know how to deal with stress, boredom, or frustration. For example, Tanya, a law student, used to procrastinate whenever she felt overwhelmed by assignments. The moment her mind felt stressed, she escaped into Instagram. When she finally analyzed her behavior, she realized the problem wasn't the work, it was the emotional discomfort she wanted to avoid. Once she learned to accept temporary discomfort as part of the process, she stopped running away from tasks. She created the habit of initiating her work with a simple 2 hour rule. Just begin and work for 2 hours. The moment she began, her mind relaxed, and eventually she built the discipline to continue working for longer time. To master self discipline, we must first understand something extremely important. You don't need massive willpower, you need small, repeatable actions. People often fail because they set goals that are too big or too unrealistic for their current level of discipline. Discipline grows by beginning small. Even something as simple as waking up 10 minutes earlier, reading 5 pages a day, drinking one extra glass of Bonvita, or completing one tiny task without delay can create a chain reaction of improvements. These small actions train your mind to trust your decisions. And once your mind trusts you, it stops resisting and starts cooperating. Another key principle of discipline is creating an environment that supports your goals. If your phone is constantly buzzing, you cannot expect deep focus. If your desk is messy, your mind will automatically feel distracted. If your surroundings are filled with temptations, your willpower will drain faster. That is why disciplined people design their environment carefully. For example, if someone wants to read more, they keep a book on their bedside table. If they want to reduce screen time, they keep their phone in another room while working. Small changes in environment make discipline feel effortless. One of the most misunderstood parts of discipline is the idea of punishment. People often think discipline means scolding yourself or being harsh whenever you fail. But that approach destroys motivation. True discipline is compassionate, understanding, and balanced. It accepts mistakes but also encourages learning. Just like a good coach doesn't scream at you for every missed opportunity, your inner voice should also guide you gently. When you fail, analyze what triggered the failure. Did you wake up too late? Did you take too many tasks? Did you get distracted by something? Once you know the reason, adjusting becomes easier. A deeply important pillar of discipline is delayed gratification, the ability to choose long term rewards over short term success. This mindset changes lives. Think of people like Mohan, who saved a small portion of his income every month even when his friends were spending freely. Years later, while others struggled financially, he had enough savings to start his own cafe. His success wasn't luck, it was the discipline of choosing long term gains over momentary desires. At its heart, self discipline gives you something far more valuable than success. It gives you control. Control over your habits, your emotions, your time, and your direction in life. Discipline helps you break free from the trap of distractions and excuses. It replaces chaos with clarity and confusion with pursuit. It transforms a wish into a plan and a plan into progress. The more disciplined you become, the freer you feel because now your actions align with your aspiration. Your daily efforts align with your long term goals. And slowly your life begins to look like the life you once imagined because you stopped dreaming and started doing.